thought that this topic doesn't fit. How you HOD has asked me to just talk on this. He might be something in his mind. I had a meeting yesterday with him. He's a very nice person, knowledgeable person, and he has a lot of plans for you guys. Okay, he has a lot of plans for you guys, and he's really concerned and about your future, about your studies, about your life, about your career. It's a very good thing. Very rarely you will find. And Professor Omar also is very helpful and kind also, and he wants that you people should prosper, okay, and do well in your life. Because it's not that you will be here. You may move out from this place. You can go to other places. Opportunities are there. Even in agriculture also opportunities there. The point is that how well you encash your studies, okay, your knowledge, skills in the market. Okay. So everything is sort of market. Your marketability counts. Okay. In agri business also there is a lot of demand. Yesterday I had a discussion with your colleagues there, your professors there. So there is a lot of demand in agri sector. Okay. It's not that the agriculture has to provide what do you know the opportunities here in Srinagar. Okay, you need to send it to other places, other states, other countries, or you can earn some income. Okay, it's not that what is produced should be consumed here. So you must get the cash or the sale proceeds in terms of cash for your business. Okay. So let us talk about angel funding, venture capital, and crowdfunding in India. So, how many of you are aware of SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, stock exchanges? Tell me.
Sabhi, actually I am doing the trading and all, so I am familiar about these things.
Very good. You are doing trading.
Yes.
What sort of trading you are doing?
Intraday as well as long term.
Fantastic. Okay. So, what else you know apart from trading?
Come back once again.
What other things you know?
Actually, about venture capital or fund, angel
No,
fund.
anything on capital market, banking.
See, there are a lot of companies which are doing the angel funding to the companies like IPOs and IPOs. I know about these things. I'm familiar about this.
Okay. Anybody else?
Little bit of
Tell me.
Actually, you want to know about like stock market,
whatever you know about SEBI, stock market, banking.
I know little
finance.
bit of everything.
Yeah,
like I'm
tell-
student
tell-
of finance.
yes.
Actually, what is businesses require money.
Yes.
So they publicly float their companies and sought investment from people. People who have money, they invest. And stock market is kind of organized, and SEBI is then somebody who looks after the as an invigilator as well as keeps regulations and other things. So this is in broader, then we can.
Anybody else? Girls?
I don't have much knowledge, but I'm interested in stock market. I know a little bit cryptocurrency. Like you can invest in Bitcoin.
That's amazing, yeah.
Like I don't have proper knowledge about it, how the share market works.
Very good. So you people know it. You know very well that about the stock market. You are not only your idea and knowledge is not confined to agriculture, horticulture, finance, and all. Good. So now we'll be talking about angel funding, venture capital, and crowdfunding. So these are the media through which resources are.
Actually, sir, we need it. We have to learn these things. We need it. We have to implement this in our own business.
Good. That's interesting.
So that's what we are much more interested in having a better topic in it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get a lot of things from you.
Good. Good. Let me see my slides because I'm unable to figure out from there. Okay. So let us go first. Let us talk about the venture capital. Okay. Actually, it is a type of private equity, and the financial investors that provide startups, companies, and small businesses. Okay. So you raise the resources through the private equity for startups. Startups are those people having good ideas, innovative ideas, start up a business. Okay, nowadays people are not going for usual type of jobs. Okay, I mean government jobs. Okay, they do have their own business. So when they go for their own business, what they do? How do they get the funds? Not everybody is their own funds. Even if there is, they are not putting their own funds. They raise the resources from others. They get the funds from others. Actually, these funds are from well of investors. There are so many investors are there. Those have enough funds to what do you say? I mean to invest. Okay, there are a lot of investors are there. Wealth managers are they have that. And investment banks are there. Those who have surplus funds. They want to invest and get the returns. Like the banks, when you go for what? You go for a loan. Bank takes deposit from you. Okay, let's say 5% or 6% they give, but when they give the loans to a customer or to a company, they give at 8%. So the margin they make the invest. I mean they get the profits. So like that, the rich investors, those who have funds, so they put their money here and they get better returns. So always try to multiply your money. Okay, like people say that savings is a virtue. Suppose A gets 100 rupees, he spends the 100 rupees entirely. But a prudent, smart person, he doesn't spend the entire 100 rupees. He may spend 80 rupees, another 20 rupees he saved. He puts or invests somewhere else, so he multiplies his money. Isn't it? So he multiplies his money. So that is how it happens. And it is a traditional source of financing. Venture capital is traditional. Venture itself is that you are taking risk. You are venturing out to do a new things by getting the money from others or putting your own money and going to do a business which will make you rich, prosper. Okay, so it is not a traditional sources of income. What are the traditional sources? What are the traditional sources?
Like to borrow,
Like own investment. No.
to borrow money from the other
Banks, no,
Banks.
we know.
Banks. Traditional is banks.
Interest based.
Traditional is bank, but this is not traditional. You get from well-off investors. Suppose among so many of you, okay, let's say somebody has a lot of money. Okay, so there is who is the richest person in Srinagar?
We don't know that.
You don't
Like
know.
officially, that is not. Maybe
Obviously not.
maybe
No, let's say X. Okay, let's say Farooq Abdullah. Just supposing, Farooq
No, he is
Abdullah.
not.
He has 200 crores. Okay. So the money they don't keep it just idle. They invest in somewhere else. There are so many people are there. Investors definitely here there are industrialists will be there. These people will be there.
Yes,
Those
yes.
who have businesses like tourism businesses, have hotels, have other things. Okay. They must have invested in those places. So these people they will see that okay, you want to do set up a plant
plant
here.
or something.
Plant here. Plant here a Pashmina cells, let's say. You want to export it. You have business plans. So they say, yes, this is good. I have to invest in this. They put 1 crore there. And they get a return, not what the bank gives, they get a 10, 20%, 30%. Okay. you get the return.
But there is risk as well.
There is risk. Higher the risk, higher
Have
the
the
return.
returns.
Okay, one has to take risk in his life. You must take risk in your life. Don't confine to sort of what I say is that easy living and
Comfortable living and all.
enjoying the life. What it is there? No, you must take risk. If you take risk, you are going to get
Returns
returns.
as well.
Okay, returns. Higher the risk, higher the return. You must take risk in life. Okay. Suppose you are climbing a mountain and others. People they get scared. They say, okay, I'm confined to here. No. People those who go there, so they are taking the risk and they get the maximum benefits of reaching that place. Okay. So risk always. You must take risk in your life. But risk is for positive minded. Positive risk, not negative risk. Okay. The risk which is not legal or illegal. The risk which you take is legal.
Should
risk.
be legal.
Within the framework of the law. If you are taking it, it's good. And you will get. But you must take a calculated risk. You should not take the risk which you feel that is going to, you are going to lose everything. Financial, I'm talking about the financial risk. Okay. So venture capitalist finance is innovation of ideas which have been high growth, but inherent uncertainties are there. Suppose if you plan, you set up, let's say, tourism venture in Srinagar, there is opportunities are there. People are coming from all over across the world. Okay, you are setting up a hotel, good facilities, good safe, good fleet of cars and others. You are taking a lot of risk. So the business, if you provide, if your business you are doing ethics, putting a lot of money, you may get return afterwards. Okay, one must take risk. Okay, so this is, you are venturing out at different areas where your earning will be there and your risk is there, and you must take the calculated risk and you must take measures to mitigate those risks. Okay, if all your documents, government orders are in place, always try to do something where you will get more money, more funds, more luxury. You can spend for your family, spend for your kids, spend for where you want. Okay. So that is how the risk takers are the venture capitalists. They are called the venture capitalists. They venture it out. Okay, different areas, whether it is in agriculture or whether it is tourism, whether it is in exports, whether it is setting up a bank here or setting up an educational institute. Well, this is a government university. You can take a training. Training is there. Okay, there are a lot of budding students are there. Those who want to write the exams, competitive exams, whether it is your JFK sort of PSU, Public Services Commission, or a UPSC. You have people studying for UPSC or banking sector, so you can take up a coaching center here. Invite the good faculties. Okay, and if you had a reputation, you invested money, you will definitely get. So always try to do that. So this is what venture capital is all about. So the venture capital, let us divide it in terms of the stages of growth. Let us go to the pre-seed. Pre-seed is that this is the earliest stages of business development. Okay, when you go for a business development, you have an idea. Okay, and the founders try to put into concrete business plan. Unless whatever you do, you have a plan. Okay, you have a plan for the business. Unless until you have a plan, you cannot do it. You just cannot get up in the morning and go and do it. No, you have a plan. You have some sort of
Goals.
right. So that will help you in getting. And what are the people you need? What are the infrastructure you need? What guidance you will get? And the second is that seed funding. So who is going to fund it? So it's a new business, and you have to launch the product, and the streams are there. Companies will need VC funds to fund all its operations. So those who are in the existing company or those who are coming with the new companies. So they need funds. Agro business is also a very good business. Here you have, let's say, apples. Okay. You have dry fruits. You have other things. There are some people who might be knowing, or you might be definitely in Srinagar. Their business is very good. They must have exports. They must be sending to different states, different countries. They're making money. Okay, so they have the business acumen. So for that, nobody spends from his own pocket own money. People borrow money. In foreign countries, they borrow money. They live on the borrowed capital. The surplus of money, they give to the deficit surplus. Okay, deficit spenders. On early stages of funding, the business, when the business developed, it needs additional ramp up of production, sales. So you need to produce it and sell it. You should have customers, and before the self funding is there, and the business needs to be more funding routes, typically denoted intermediary in series A. So this is the venture capital. What are the advantages? Let us see that. Why you do that? What are the benefits? What are the advantages for it? The advantages are provides funding to new business. New business. Okay. What people do read in the book, it's different from what you do in practical. This is a groundwork for you. You are studying it. You are studying in this agricultural sciences, and you know that these are the things. You have to apply your mind and see that yes, this is the area where you can develop. So they do not have access. Actually, when funding is business that do not have access to markets, not have cash flows to take the debt. So they do not have that. So the venture capital helps. This is the advantage for them. Okay, and the arrangements can be beneficial. Business get capital they need for their operations, and they gain from the equity what they promise to the companies. Okay, the another one benefits of venture investment is that in addition to investment, that it often provides mentoring services also. I mean, those who are managing this thing, mentoring services, and promote new companies to come up, and the networking services also. It's venture capital. So this is floated by SEBI, venture capital funds, to help the small business, new business people to grow.
It is done by SEBI.
Yes, venture capital guidelines. You have to apply to SEBI to get the permission for guidelines.
We have to apply. How come we will apply for that?
So you have to apply. There is a scheme is there. If you go to SEBI websites,
What's the website?
So if I have some money and I want kind of become a venture capitalist and give it to some business, I have to like apply for that. Like I have
No,
to
you
kind
don't
of
have to
enlist
apply.
myself as a
no, you
venture
don't
capitalist.
have to apply. The person who is setting up the venture capital, he will apply. You are just an investor. Okay, you are just an investor, but the guidelines will be there. The agreement you will sign. Yes.
So I have to go through a venture capital firm
Actually,
or whatever.
Right. It's a legal document you need to sign.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
this is www.sebi.gov.in.
www.
SEBI, SEBI,
SEBI dot
gov.in, gov.in.
gov.in.
No, but that is general website. So they have
This is
also
the-
there.
Yes, there is the guidelines you will find.
We have to guide. We have to
You
log
have to
in
read the guidelines.
and read it first, right? See, actually, we are coming up with a big plan over here. We are going to invest for cold store as well as cold store. We have 3 projects like cold store, like paper factory, as well as juice plant. These are the big projects what we are going to, and we want these angel investors to invest in our own project. How come we will get to that?
That you have to go ask for the guidelines.
to contact these
So
SEBI.
angel is different, ventures is different.
Angel funds is different.
Angel is
That's
different. That's
What
what.
are the other say institutions where we can get this venture capital?
No, the guidelines are there. The venture capitalists.
We have to directly.
Yeah, you have to interact with them.
Right.
Suppose when you are setting up the funds, setting up a business, you have to approach them. Like when you need a loan, you go to the bank and approach them.
Mhm.
You show your business plan.
Mhm.
You show your all the
All the
documents.
documentation.
So if they're satisfied, so they will give you the loan. So like that, you have to approach to the venture capitalist funds. Okay. So if they're satisfied with the ventures, so they will give you the fund. Then you take the fund and invest it here. And the return which you will get, so you have to share the returns with
Will
them.
be as per the document we have
Right.
agreement.
Right. The second point is that what are the disadvantages? Advantages we have discussed. Disadvantages is that business that accepts VC support can lose creative control over its future directions. Because there are certain guidelines. It's not that nobody will give you funds without any documents, without any
Without-
conditions.
There's no freelance.
Conditions. Okay. So that is one disadvantages. And the VC investors are likely to demand a large share of the company equity. So suppose your company you are funding this share, they may demand a larger share of the equity. Okay. And they're making demands on the company's management as well. Because they want to be in the company,
Management.
because their funds is involved in this thing. You get my point? Because they have given the funds to you.
They
And
want the management.
आपका जैसे you said कि you are
Planning for the business. Cold store.
you said that juice business, juice factory, and the second one what you said is that
Cardboard factory.
Huh?
And
Correlated
cold
process.
store.
cold storage. So their funds is involved. So they might be asked you to part of the management. Because it's not that their money is going to be invested there. So you are in it. They will definitely see that how you are managing it. Suppose they are investing, you are investing their money, and you are not able to manage it properly. So all their money will go, and they will not get the returns. So they may ask you to part of the management, okay, and share in the equity.
One more thing.
Yes.
What about IPOs and all? How come is it registered?
IPO is different.
How come is it registered over there?
IPO is different. If you are company is there for 3 years and into business, then you ask SEBI for its permission to go to the market to raise the capital. That is called the initial public
Offering.
Okay, so shares you will upload in the market, and people will subscribe to the shares. Okay, people will subscribe to the shares.
It should be the existing business for 3 years, right?
Yes, so you must have a business for the 3 years, and your company must have been done well, must be in making profits. Okay, and your business plan should be there. So that is you have to follow the LODR regulations,
Is it
Distribution
suitable?
Obligations Regulations.
Which
ICDR that in issue of capital and disclosure requirements. That that is the regulation, SEBI regulation.
see in J&K there is only one company which is registered over there, right? I guess.
Oh,
There are two.
I don't know.
Which one?
Sarveshwar Foods from Jodhpur,
Sarveshwar Fruit from
as
J&K.
well as JK Bank.
Maybe JK Bank.
Huh.
JK Bank is listed.
They were JK Cement was approaching them, but they have not given them.
Yes. So now there are opportunities there. So this is you have to follow ICDR and LODR regulations.
ICDR.
ICDR.
Sir, is there any what we say kind of a capital? What should be the worth of a company that can go public, or that's not necessary? Any company can go.
Look, there are certain guidelines are there. Okay. Guidelines are there. As I said, the company has to be in existence for some years. You must have made some profits. You must have some development plans. Okay. And it's not they will see that the management of the company and the promoters of the company, they do not have, they should have good track record. Okay. They should have track record.
We are making the IPO. Currently, we are working for that. In
Which
which
company you are talking about?
we are making our own FPO in Kashmir.
FPO actually is
Farmer
farmers
Producing
producer
Organization.
organized.
That is
There's a central scheme.
sponsored by center.
That like consortium of farmers, they come together
Yeah, I know
and
that.
form.
You are the farmers.
Producer organization.
Yes. So that is different from IPO. Or
I know that's different, but we want to register that in IPO so that we will get the maximum funds.
No. That you cannot because it's farmers organizations. You have to register it. So it's
We will make it as a company. After 3 years, the government's will go off.
Yes.
After that, that's what I am talking about you because you are the expert of these things.
Yes.
So I know it. We have for 3 years we cannot do it anything because we have the cooperative registrations. After that, we have to make the company registration. Then only we can approach for
Yes.
the IPO.
All guidelines are there, so you need to follow that. Okay. So this is a different subject. Not coming under venture capital. That is an IPO, initial public offerings. ICT.
So what-
So we are taking
angel
shares
and
from-
venture,
What is that?
angel capital and venture capital.
That will come. That is the topic which we are going to discuss here. Okay.
Yeah.
So the venture capital funds is actually established in the form of a trust. Okay. It's a trust, including a body corporate, registered with the regulations. Okay. So it's dedicated to a pool of capital and raised in a manner specific to the regulations, SEBI regulations, and the investments are made with the regulations. And the definition of venture capital undertaking, section 2N of the SEBI regulation defined venture capital undertaking by domestic company. Okay. So these shares are not listed on the stock exchanges in India, unlike the IPOs. And it engaged in the business of providing services, production of manufacture of things, and doesn't include such activity. Okay. So now the venture capital thing has gone. It is repealed, so it is a part of the AIF, Alternative Investment Funds. So it is a part of now alternative investment funds. So all the venture capital funds, private equity, hedge funds are merged now. At present, it is merged with alternative investment funds.
Yeah.
So it is a fund actually established or incorporated. So it's a privately pooled investment which collects the sophisticated investors. As I said, the investors whether in foreign or Indian origin. Okay. And the AIF doesn't include the mutual funds registration or regulations of 1996. So there are certain exemptions are given to registration provided the family trust, relatives or defined companies act. So this is about the venture capital funds. So now the AIF fund actually that venture capital funds shall not carry out any other activity other than the venture capital funds. Because in 1996 it was there, now it is repealed. And now it is a form of AIF. So AIF is, they have done it in a systematic way, put everything together. Okay? Is it making sense? Are you able to get those things? Or you are still into this? So there are different types of venture capital funds. Okay. The 3 types of venture capital funds are there. Rather AIF, alternative investment funds. So it's category 1, category 2 and category 3. So the venture capital funds is coming under category 1. Okay. That is including the angel funding funds. Okay. And the SME funds which gives to the SME, small and medium enterprises. And the social venture funds also, it is there. And the infrastructure funds, the companies set up the infrastructure funds. So that is also there, part of AI. Category 2 is the real estate funds, where the construction companies, where infrastructure companies are there.
Category 1 is?
Category, I leave the
I'll send you the.
Yes, presentation with you, Professor Omar. So you can take that. Okay. Category 1 is venture capital funds, angel SME funds, social venture funds, and infrastructure funds. Okay. And category 2, yeah, this is the funds. Okay. Category 3 is hedge funds and private equities.
What is hedge fund?
Hedge funds actually it is also a risk funds. Hedge funds is that it is basically a type of funds for big businesses, and the foreign companies they invest in hedge funds.
Hedge funds.
This is actually this private funds. Actually, by mistake it is there. Yeah.
How are these
Come back once again.
What are the basis of the classification, the category 1?
Yeah, classification is basically the type of funds and like the venture funds, it is a different type categories of funds.
Is it based on the amount of the selling?
Yeah, size
you
of
go
the
back once
funds
again?
and the type of business also. Like the SME funds is the medium, small and medium enterprises. Social venture funds are something like which you do for, let's say, social infrastructures, schools, educations and buildings. Infrastructure funds is that the roads, ports, airports, these are the funds. And category 2 is based on the different type of real estate funds, where you have construction companies, business, what this thing. Okay. And private equity funds is that where it is privately managed. Hedge funds is a different type of funds which is huge amount and invested in high risk funds.
Come back once again that slide previously. Category fund. See, we all are here in. Everybody has a business. We people who is sitting over here has their own. Can we use this kind of money? If you understand that?
Actually, I don't know what is the size of your funds. Because you are students.
No, we are not students.
Okay.
We are the businessmen. Everybody is doing the business.
Some are
Some are businessmen, some are people who are aspiring entrepreneurs.
But small
who
scale.
have but all are small scale, very small scale, probably at
So we
beginning
want
level are
this
just
to be
50 years.
utilized. If anybody
Yes.
needs it, then
Right.
I can.
What you do is that your small and medium enterprises.
Not
that will-
medium, I think micro and small.
Micro and
Micro and
micro,
small,
mostly
yes.
micro.
So that will come in the small and micro. Okay, if you are cottage industries, rural industry, so there you will have this. But it depends on how much is the total capital in your industry. Okay.
So
The
you
size of
have
the funds it depends on that how is your business volumes and turnover. If your turnover is less as per this thing, so you may not be able to do it. So it's better you can get from banks. Okay. Or small and medium enterprises where you can get funds or you can go for IPOs also. Your listings can be done on the stock exchange. Okay. But if you are 600 crores, 500 crores, or if you are 1,000 crores, 400-500 crores, or 10,000, 1 lakh crores and others. So in that case, so these big venture capital funds are there. And infrastructure funds is bit more. Okay. Social venture funds also bit more. Real estate funds also very more.
we have to approach these kind
Right.
tackle these kind of
Depending upon your business, your amount of investments. Okay. What size of business you are? Okay. If you are a very big businessman, I mean, big turnover and others.
Last time I had a board with these RCBB's cost itself.
What is your turnover?
We are yet to start.
Yet to start. I mean, how much you expect to invest?
It will be 56 crores almost.
50-60 crores. So it will come on SMEs.
SMEs.
Yes.
But how, which company will approach to them to have a good funds?
First is that you first you start the business, then you get the funds, then you
From
put
which
in
company we will
operations.
get? Which it is better to have the knowledge of that company. Can we go through the
It's a finance one, not company. Finance.
finance?
Yeah. The finance. The SME funds are there. So that is you see in the website, internet also. They will see that how viable your product, how feasible your this thing, business plan. Generally, they will give you. Okay. And they will say the promoters, what is it?
Contribution.
Right. Promoters contribution, promoters credentials, promoters record. Whether in the past you have done this business and you have benefited. Okay, you have made profits. What is your business plan? What are your customers, clients? So all these factors will take into account. Okay, it's a very need to do that. So the AIF regulations. The regulations are these AIF regulations are there. So these regulations one has to follow this way. So basically, it is regulations which SEBI has come out. The SEBI Alternative Investment Funds Regulation 2012. Okay, all the private equity funds, real estate funds, hedge funds must register with the AIF regulations. Okay, and the SEBI Venture Capital, as I said, in 1996. So this is repealed. So there is no venture capital regulations is there. So you must be aware of the regulations. Okay, and the existing funds of the VCF also are going to be allowed to float. The existing funds not registered with the VCF must register. So these regulations should cover all types of three categories to study: category 1, category 2, category 3. Okay, so is that clear? Is it making sense? Interesting to you? So the category 1, category 2, and category 3 regulations are there. So yours is coming on SMEs funds. So if you see the SMEs funds, so this has to be registered in this thing. So actually it is for the AF categories funds, they will register. Okay. So these funds in turn will fund your business. Okay. And category 2 and category 3, these are highly leveraged funds, and that they will go for the venture of 10,000 crores, 50,000 crores, 1 lakh crores investments. So basically, it is like when you require funds, so you will approach these agencies and they will fund for your business. Other things remaining same, the business profiles and others. Okay, any question on this? No questions. So then we will go to the economic rationale. Why? Why we have created this venture capital funds and this AIF angel funds, SME funds and others. What is the economic rationale? It's basically to play a role of development in capitalism. Because when if you are somebody is setting up a company of 500 crores, he may not get from the banks. Banks will not give you. Financial institution will not give you. Your friends will not give you. Your relatives will not give you. So you go to the specialized institutions or agencies which they will fund your business. Okay. So this is the economic rationale. And those who are doing the promoting innovations, financing the development of new projects and technologies. Okay. Suppose if you are putting up a big factory here, let's say setting up let's say iPhone is being produced here. Okay. You get the franchise here. You don't require it 2 crores, 3 crores. What you require is that 5,000 crores, 1 lakh crores. So for that, so this is an innovation. So you need to have funds, get the funds from this thing. Invest it, have your plans, do better business, on profit, and share the profit with the financier. It's clear? And it is the rising of the level knowledge. Like many people are there. Many people are very peace loving, people lucky. They just want to enjoy rides in the lake or enjoy their this thing. But there are some people who are risk takers, those who plan for future, those who take risk and also they want to apply their knowledge, aggressive. So they go for this and they have the knowledge. So they go for putting of industries here and for getting the money. Cost is not the problem. Okay. So you people are young, so you can try traditional, forget of the traditional carpet industry, handicrafts, all these things. But those who are scaling more there, that is good. That is not bad. But those who want to have more knowledge of the technology, okay, so they will go for this sort of things. So there is scope for getting the funds, scope for technological transfer and knowledge. And that is the economic risk. What are the economic benefits for the region? When you set up an industry, you invest the capital, you provide employment to the local people or the people outside there. You develop the infrastructure there. When you are putting up an industry, you need to roads, you need buildings, you need to employ the people. Okay. You need to, yes. So it provides employment, also it contributes to your SDP. Is that your state domestic product? Okay.
But there are risks also.
Risk is
In today's business, there are less profit. There is less, say
So
10 to
depends.
20%. How can we give return to the investor the same amount? And in case there is a loss or there is no not proper profit,
There is
Then-
losses for him as well.
Yes. You are not guaranteeing the return. So I am an angel investor for you. I am an investor venture capital. You are taking funds from me.
mostly we take from banks here.
That's
So-
Practical thing is we
Yes.
go to approach to bank,
Ah.
but they take whatever is their share, whatever capital.
Yes, they will suppose they are granting you loan at 9%. So you have
10%, say
to
11%,
10%. So your profit should be more than that.
which is not present the condition of.
So may not be
It
there,
is
but
around that 10 to
you
20%.
may you need to work hard to show the profits. You have to work hard to show the profits. And for the venture capitalists, there is a guaranteed return. The banks is guaranteed, but in the stock market, risk is spread. So you take the risk. Suppose if he is investing in your bank, he is not asking you to give me 20%. Okay, he is taking the risk. He is taking the risk. Okay.
Venture capital, if we will go through the venture capital rather than any financial institutions.
Yes, if your funds requirement is high. High.
So
आपका मतलब if your
normally what will be the this percentage they are charging?
percentage normally is that they are taking the risk. They are not asking you. They will not ask you that give me 20%.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that is risk they are taking because it is the whatever profit you make.
We have to share the profit only.
If you earn
Like
50%
debentures and all?
profit,
Yes.
that they have to get 20% out of
As per the agreement, no, there is nothing guaranteed. There
Nothing
is no guaranteed return.
No,
There is no guaranteed return.
Is there?
They are taking risk. I am investing in his company. I am taking risk because before investing, I know that his credentials in the past, whatever whether he has made profits, whether he has clienteles,
And how is the business?
how is the business, whether he is able to do it. So I am taking risk. He's not guaranteeing me that he will give me 20% or 9%, 10%. No. So it is a risk.
Only that they will come through as a directly from the profit, or they are going through debentures and all.
It will come from that calculation is there. It is coming from your what do you say
Profit.
profits. That is the net profits after meeting your establishment. Payment to the employees, payment to the buildings, and
We have to give open book system.
right. So all calculations are there. It's not that you
Venture capital ची कसं venture capital कसं basically तम साथ ना अगर कौन फंड ऐसे ना ज़्यादा ज़रूरत मगर इस पर बैंक ने स्लो मान दिया अच्छा मतलब तुमचे प्रेशराइज करा स्मॉल बिजनेस चले ना चले हमन चाहता उसको किसी की ताकि business
they will not put their money in anybody's business.
They will, weigh all the.
You see that when you ask for money, you ask for credit or loan from your relatives, they will say that whether this person has done in the past. So that is how. Suppose your relative knows that he is not a capable person, he has lost in the past, and there are huge borrower, he might be yes. So they will not do it. Okay. So it is a risk he is taking. Okay. And he is seeing your ability. He is seeing your ability. Suppose if you promised him that you will have 10 boats in here, and it will be running, and every day you are going to get some 10,000 profit. But on the other hand, if you find that the 10 boats are not working, 5 boats are working, and he is able to earn only 5,000 or 4,000, so how will you do it? Okay. So that is not possible. So let us talk about the trends in the venture capital. Till now, how the venture capital has performed. Okay. So we must say that how venture capital is doing well in the country or not. What is their business? How many clients they have served? So the venture capital for the third quarter 2022 is totally 81 billion. There are so many billion. That is equivalent to 662 crore. Okay, 662 crore.
6 lakh.
Yes, no, 662 crore. Okay, so that means so much of funds they have net. Okay, the demands are there. People are venture capitalists.
So it is 81 billion USD.
Right, 81 billion years. Okay, which was actually down from 80 billion, 90 billion, over the same period last year. Okay, so that means business is there, but it is down.
It may be because of the overall growth and
yes, because of the COVID.
COVID
didn't time this impact because many industries they
collapsed there.
Yeah. So while funding the most recent quarter increase the months of still funding announced. So there is a huge drop in funding. Because proposals should come now. People should develop their industries. So the lowest funding amount since the thing is 76 million. Venture fund. Okay. I'll just come. You enjoy your tea and snacks. 1 minute.
Yes,
Just go to bed.
Sure. Huh?
giving a kind of a fund where he is not asking for an interest.
Returns.
He is asking a share.
partner.
He wants to be a partner. So तो ये सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है बिगिनिंग में, क्योंकि आपकी अभी प्रेजेंस नहीं होती है, आप यू आर जस्ट इनटू द मार्केट and you would like along the road someone who is going to provide you a kind of a relationship where he says, okay, whenever you have profits, I'll be sharing that, but if you bear a loss, he is ready to take that, which is unlike what you have with the banks. Banks operate on a different financial model. Banks have a different operational model. They are concerned with their interest rate. They are concerned about the repayment rates. Although the government of India is trying to sort of with their policies, but banks have their own sort of conditions और उनके पास वो चीजें होती है. So I hope that you will extract from the sir as much as possible, because he has been associated with the SEBI, which is the apex regulator of all the exchange, right? Be it stock exchange, be it now commodity exchange. And sir has been associated with another firm, right? So have it in the interaction mode with the sir. Grab as much as you can. उनसे बताइए कहाँ कहाँ में फंडिंग सोर्सेज मिलेंगे सर, आपको ये वैलिड इंफॉर्मेशन देंगे, आप कौन से पोर्टल में जा सकते हैं. सो यू गो अहेड विद दैट. तो अपने आप को रिस्ट्रिक्ट मत कीजिए, आप वहां से सर को बोले ही इज गोइंग टू होपफुली आपको बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे. आई होप कि आप ये चीजें कंसिडर करेंगे, क्योंकि सर हमारे साथ इसी सेशन में होंगे. वी कुड सी टू ही कि उनके कुछ सेशंस आपको मिल जाए, सो दैट आपको एक फंडिंग का पर्सपेक्टिव आ जाए दिमाग, बिकॉज वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है.
Find venture capital. So where to go? What is the source? So that's the main
ठीक.
ते वने में मगर थोड़ा रिस्ट्रिक्ट करिए पढ़ रही हो तो मतलब this equity is not मतलब suppose शिवन का ना फार्मूला 2,000 रुपये चेस है वहाँ किस फार्मूला अगर इसमें 2,000 रुपये वापस दी सुशी करने से वो सुशी वो पार्टनर का बिजनेस शेयर मतलब सपोज दोन शेयर मगर अच्छी तुम वापस अगर इस लाल को सुशी का मतलब अगर तक प्रॉफिट इस दिमो तम प्रॉफिट तमिस तमिस वाट अकाउंट्स में डायरेक्टली मगर एज अ डिबेंचर यू मेंशन अगर ये कंसेप्ट बैंक लोन तो लेने का बैंक इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब तकरीबन ऑलमोस्ट करना कोविड यूज क्रैश वो 10 रुपये पे 9 रुपये 30% तक टच लॉट्स आगे 15 शेयर्स में ऑलमोस्ट 48 भी होती है प्रॉफिट मतलब लॉन्ग टर्म आई फॉरगेट दैट مش पता तक नहीं रिटर्न आईपीओ it shows you got your like boost ये इन चीजों वाली जरूरी है नचियो से ये आसन चला कमेटी वाली क्या you guys are one take it करते रहो Suppose मुश्किल से कहाँ चीज़ आ सकती
go ahead. You find your bigger.
है इन्वेस्टर decisions हो
Right to relative. Motivate.
Calculate को yes bank फिर dash yes bank में स्प्रे तुमसे क्या पार्टनर अच्छा रावना कपूर डिस्ट्रिक्ट बोर्ड रावना कपूर से वैद्य लड़ाई रावना कपूर तीन बड़ी बड़ी शेयर करने वापस कर देते हैं yes bank में कॉल स्टार्ट है शेयर पर जो और मिशन लॉस यूटा को तो नुकसान ना बस yes business profit but chance रात नहीं profit आपने चाहता अगर profit है नुकसान actually ना
Profit loss.
ये चीज़ है ये पूरा concept है ये youngsters को ऐसे एरिया मतलब यूनिवर्सिटी में किसी एरिया लोग नहीं है ना मतलब सब लोग पूरा सांस का मैटर कर रही है सांस का पीछे चाय चीनी अगर है सांस का पीछे चाय मगर ये जो मतलब कंसेप्ट जो इतनी बड़ा अगर है पढ़ी स्लाइड में
Budgeting is there.
just don't worry आपको एक्सपीरियंस
Budgeting is there.
अगर ग्राउंड लेवल पे नहीं मतलब और रजिस्ट्रेशन कार्यक्रम समझ जोन में चुनाव में खाली रजिस्ट्रेशन करें बादशाह हो बादशाह मतलब बिजनेस प्रैक्टिकल बिजनेस start getting broken up. Now, them to plans are some shares themselves. And the most कोविड में 10 रुपये का डाक्शिया 9 रुपये शीत पुस्तक ये कोविड मतलब 9 रुपये शीत पुस्तक ना 9 रुपये शीत पुस्तक 10 रुपये को मैं ऑर्डर 9 रुपये शीत पुस्तक में ऑर्डर करता हूं मशीन में तो कितना I can show you that ये अच्छा पता ये कुछ सोच input is a production for the sheet of my messenger suppose imagine now the sheet of the fact so which you have यहाँ पे sheet भावना है इसमें अच्छा मैं इंटर टू में क्या है मैंने क्रिएट करना है ब्लॉक now the sheet will go in sheet COVID is COVID catch करेंगे ना भाई 500 sheet
JK imagination how many more you should make it
कैसा नहीं पहले
5 years to tax
मशीन ओपन कर सकते now the sheet मशीन उनके लिए समझ है
your sheet is 710 rupees 710 rupees 710
Angeloma block
Yeah, what practical things you want?
Mostly probably about angel investing, how we can get, because that is something
Okay.
which micro
As
businesses can.
Omar said, is that if you are going to the bank and asking for funds, they will ask you a specified rate of interest. Okay, you have to pay for this thing. Angel funding, venture capitals, and crowdfunding are those which you are not guaranteeing any return to the investors. Okay, so if you are going to start up a business and approaching these angel investors, startup companies, you have to go there and you have to put up your proposal, okay, and your business plan and your present this thing. Okay, if they are satisfied, yes, it is good and it is feasible and it is they are going to get the returns from you and you will get the funding. Okay, so you are basically is that you are going to put up a startups like Ratan Tata has invested in some startups for youngsters, those who are doing, let's say somebody has, I am graduates, he has startup, he has set up a idli business there because he knows that the turnover is more. So he doesn't want to do the 10 to 5 job. So he has given the business plan, he has given the areas where he is going to put up this business and what are its clients and the next 5 years what he is going to do and how he is going to set up this hospitality center. So they invest in that. So if you are going to for this thing, so if you go to the banks, they will ask you to for documentary evidences. Okay. You know that you have to submit some documents to them, they will scrutinize it, the bank, then only they will sanction the loans. And they sanction the loans on a conditions that you have to pay the interest in this thing. Okay, the collateral securities you have to put. But in this, it is only your risk-taking capacity, your business plans on that, you will get the funding. So the startups companies are there. It is listed on the, if you go to the websites, it is listed on that. And the HNIs also they are investing, the big HNIs, high net worth individuals. Okay, they have the funds. Like if you talk about Krishnamurti of Infosys, if you talk about Mohandas Pai, if you talk about Narayana Murthy and others, so they have funds. So they encourage the youngsters, young entrepreneurs, okay, to do the business and come with the business plan. Okay, suppose if I go, I do not have business plan, I do not have any projection, so they will not give me. And not only that, you need to bring your own funds. You need to bring your own funds. Okay, if you need to bring your own funds. And because when you are starting the business, there are three things. You have to bring your own funds, then other people will put funds. Okay, then you can take from the banks. So these are the various sources of funding of your business. Okay, and if your business is very big, okay, then you can go for venture capital funds. You can go for SMEs, as I said, if a small and business. Infrastructure funds also you can get. So it depends on the how big your business activity is.
So tell us about the crowdfunding for a small business. So what are the procedures?
Yes, crowdfunding is basically you float this thing and you. I'll just let us go to the crowdfunding. Let us understand what is crowdfunding because before that it is very difficult to angel investors. Let us complete angel investors. Okay, so all these are basically the funding sources of funding for the business. Okay, how big your business, I do not know. How big your investment plan and others, that you have to put the game. So angel investors actually they are the private investors. They are called the seed investor angels. They are the high net worth individuals. As I said, 2-3 names, Ratan Tata and all this. So the high net worth individuals, actually who give you financial backing.
See, if
आपका बिजनेस है वो फाइनेंशियल बैकिंग देंगे, आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, ठीक है ना, आपके पास जितना पैसा है मान लो 100 करोड़ है, आप 10 करोड़ लगा रहे हैं, बाकी एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स क्या है, आप और 2-3 को ले लेंगे, वो कोई 10 करोड़ देगा, कोई 15 करोड़ देगा, कोई 25 करोड़ देगा, सो टोटल ओके. सो दे विल इवैल्यूएट योर बिजनेस एक्यूमेंट, आपका नेटवर्क देखेंगे, आपका प्लान्स देखेंगे, उसके बाद जाके वो इन्वेस्ट करेंगे. ओके. एंड they also want the equity because they will not invest like when you go to the banks, you give the collateral, आप उसको mortgage देते हैं फंड्स लेने के लिए, आपका इधर लैंड देते हैं, नहीं तो मकान देते हैं, थर्ड पार्टी कोलेटरल देते हैं, बट हियर दे वांट द इक्विटी, आपका जो इक्विटी है, ओनरशिप इक्विटी उनका ये चाहिए, एंड मैनेजमेंट भी चाहिए.
का मैनेजमेंट
यस.
अब अगर कि हम सपोज अगर कोई नया बिजनेस डाला है,
हाँ,
तो he wants
उनका भी एक आदमी डालेंगे. मान लो आपका कंपनी है 5 आदमी मैनेज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, वो सिर्फ फंड नहीं दे देंगे, 5 आदमी कैसा आदमी है, उनको कैसे पता चलेगा आप कैसा आदमी है, उधर उनका कॉम्पिटेंस है नहीं है और कर पाएंगे नहीं कर पाएंगे, उनका भी एक आदमी डालेंगे कि जो उनके साथ भी आपके साथ भी काम करेगा, कि उनका एजेंट कोई डालेगा आपके साथ भी जो काम करेगा. ठीक है.
इसके लिए हम उनको हमें कैसे अप्रोच करेंगे? हाउ वी विल अप्रोच टू दिस?
हाँ, हाउ यू विल अप्रोच, आपको पहले आपका बिजनेस प्लान बनाइए, आपका कंपनी बनाइए, कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड करिए.
हमने वो वही है, दैट्स व्हाट वी वांट एक्चुअली. हमने बिजनेस प्लान बनाया है, डीपीआर बना के रखा है, वी हैव सेट द डीपीआर. हाँ, डीपीआर. और उसके बाद क्या करना पड़ेगा? कहाँ पर
कंपनी राइट्स,
कंपनी में आपको रजिस्टर करना पड़ेगा. इफ यू आर कंपनी स्टार्टअप,
कंपनी
रजिस्टर किया है,
कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन है.
हाँ, तो प्रमोटर्स का नाम देना पड़ेगा, कौन कौन है, ठीक है. आप कितना खुद का फंड लेकर आ रहे हैं उसको देना पड़ेगा, खुद का फंड मतलब 100 करोड़ है, आपका कितना करोड़ है. आप हाँ, तो फिर आप क्या क्या बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं, आपका जो कस्टमर्स क्या है, कौन कौन है. ओके, मस्ट ऑफ प्लान ना, कस्टमर्स कौन है,
बिजनेस प्लान.
हाँ, उस पर बिजनेस प्लान है, कस्टमर कौन कौन है, देन आप कहाँ सेटअप करना चाहते हैं, आपका कहाँ एक्सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं, और कौन सा सिटी को भेजना चाहते हैं. सो ऑल डिटेल्स यू नीड टू गिव.
They will give it to the startup or existing business people.
No, they will give the startups.
Startups.
एग्जिस्टिंग बिजनेस तो आईपीओ में आ जाएगा ना, आईपीओ में आ जाएगा, इनिशियल पब्लिक ऑफरिंग्स में. So there you have the mutual fund investors, general public investors, banks and financial institution investors in existing company.
और ये रजिस्टर कैसे करते हैं? मतलब अगर हमने किसी के मतलब उसको इक्विटी कैसे दे देंगे हम? मतलब सपोज कि हमने कंपनी बनाई है, अब हमें अलॉट करने हैं शेयर्स, मतलब इसने मुझे दिए है 10,000 रुपया, यस इन्वेस्टेड मी ऑन माय कंपनी.
आप जब रजिस्टर्ड कंपनीज में करेंगे ना, आप तो पहले तो फंड्स डिपॉजिट में पेड अप कैपिटल उसको तो करेंगे, उसमें शेयर्स में आपको कितना परसेंट उसका है, उनका कितना परसेंट है, वो तो सब दैट यू नीड टू स्पेल इट आउट ना, दैट यू नीड टू स्पेल इट आउट.
सही.
ओके, सो दैट यू नीड टू स्पेल इट आउट. सो एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स
सभी करता है सारा, मतलब कि हम इसको कितना मतलब इसमें अलॉट करेंगे?
नहीं, सभी नहीं करता है, आरओसी, रजिस्टर्ड ऑफ कंपनीज.
आरओसी,
हाँ, ये तो आरओसी का वेबसाइट है, रजिस्टर ऑफ कंपनीज, दैट वेबसाइट इज देयर, एंड सेबी वेबसाइट इज देयर, लिस्ट ऑफ एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आर देयर, सो यू कैन अप्रोच देम. देखिए, नॉट ऑल एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आर गोइंग टू फंड,
मतलब ये अगर एंजल इन्वेस्टर होना भी चाहिए तो वो प्रॉपर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि
लिस्ट है उधर, एंड वो डिफरेंट एरिया में, जैसे हेल्थ केयर में एंजल इन्वेस्टर अलग होते हैं, हॉस्पिटैलिटीज में एंजल इन्वेस्टर अलग होते हैं, फिनटेक कंपनी में एंजल इन्वेस्टर अलग होते हैं, तो जिसका एग्री बिजनेस में भी एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स हैं. सो दिस यू विल गेट फ्रॉम नंबर ऑफ एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स एंड देयर एड्रेसेस एंड अदर्स.
ये कहाँ पे लगेगा? ये हमें सभी से निकलेगा?
यस, सभी से. और यू गो टू गूगल, गूगल इज द बेस्ट थिंग टू फाइंड आउट दिस थिंग. ठीक है.
अच्छा 50 में बच्चे तुम 40 लड़के
Like having a good business, आपका अगर business plan अच्छा है, good team is there, good infrastructure facility is there, good ideas are there, so there is no problem that for funding. Funds, banking sources भी funds ले सकते हैं. Agro business से लेके banking sources से भी funds ले सकते हैं.
इनकम बढ़ता है ना फिर
हाँ, बैंक में भी ले सकते हैं, आप सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप में भी ले सकते हैं, और छोटा छोटा जो है कॉटेज इंडस्ट्रीज में है, एग्रीकल्चर बिजनेस में भी है, जो प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग है जो 40% उसमें भी ले सकते हैं. ओके, सो द बैंक विल सी दैट फिजिबिलिटी ऑफ योर बिजनेस. मान लो मैं कल जाऊं, मेरा पास बिजनेस प्लान नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट ए प्रोफेसर, आई डू नॉट हैव एनीथिंग, आई एक्सचेंज आइडियाज. इफ आई गिव सम आइडियाज, पीपल डू नॉट बाय. इफ आई हैव अ कॉन्क्रीट थिंग, yes, I am going to set up a coaching institute here. Okay, how viable it will be, who are the students will be there, what is the percentage of success there, whether there is a demand or not there. I have to prepare a blueprint for this thing, so I can go to a financier, मेरे finance करो, they will do the financing.
सेक्टर में ऐसे भी सेक्टर की जो विदाउट कोलैटरल फंडिंग जनरेट.
I think it is there. I think some small groups, let's say weaker sections are there.
You thought of like
Weaker sections are there, and disadvantages people are there, and up to certain categories they may, certain loans they may give, they may, it depends on the bank's policy. आप देखिए बैंक पॉलिसी क्या, आप जाइए बैंक के पास, बैंक मैनेजर से मिलिए कि ऐसा ऐसा मैं करना चाहता हूँ, आई डोंट हैव कोलैटरल, आपका क्या स्कीम है मेरे लिए.
The regulations from the center of the SEBI are that
SEBI is different. SEBI is capital market.
yes,
ये बैंक्स के.
Banks.
हाँ, कैपिटल मार्केट इज दैट वेयर यू, मतलब आप ये बैंकिंग चैनल से नहीं है, स्टॉक मार्केट चैनल से नहीं है, ये उसमें जो रिस्क ज्यादा है और फंड्स ज्यादा दिया जाता है उसमें. जैसे 100 करोड़ का है तो यू कैन गो फॉर दिस. सपोज अगर 10 करोड़ का है कि 1 करोड़ का चाहिए आपको बिजनेस, बैंकिंग सोर्सेज इज बेटर, बिकॉज इफ यू गो फॉर 1 करोड़ और 2 करोड़,
बैंक इज बेटर.
बैंक इज बेटर बिकॉज कैपिटल मार्केट में नहीं देगा.
जो जो क्वेश्चन था, जो मतलब सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम या स्टेट स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम हो, जो एक्सप्लिसिटली बताते हैं कि आपको इस स्कीम के अंडर आपको विदाउट कोलैटरल इतना चार्ज हो, बट स्टिल व्हेन यू अप्रोच द बैंक्स, डिफरेंट बैंक, प्राइवेट सेक्टर और गवर्नमेंट, तो वहां पे वो फिर से कोलैटरल मांगते हैं या किसी तरीके का मॉर्टगेज.
वही तो बैंकिंग सेक्टर, बिकॉज इट इज द डिपोजिटर्स मनी, पब्लिक मनी, they will not lend you. Money is huge, everybody's deposits are there.
Where does the intervention come from the center then? When it's small?
No, the center gives the thing, but the banks, they have their own business plan. So they have one business plan. So they will give you.
there is one institution here, EDI. They provide bank loan, also subsidy.
Subsidy.
Like for graduates, postgraduates.
Yes.
And also they look after that banks will not be harsh
Yes.
in case business fails.
And small business के लिए, if you take the loan from the, there is guarantees they are also giving. Refinance from SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India. Okay, so they give the guarantee that if you have good plan, you are having a small industry, small scale industry, so they will give the guarantee to the bank that you give him loan, we are giving the guarantee.
Bank
Okay. Yes,
कौन सा है?
SIDBI, Small Industries Development Bank of India.
अच्छा, तीन महीने का सही है ना.
मेरे ख्याल से EDI यहाँ पे better रहता है storage.
There are some schemes like Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Sir, if there is some crop failure or some infestation chance, yeah, kind of insurance.
So that you will get from the bank, because all the schemes are given to the bank. So bank will give these loans. You go to the bank, ask them that this is the scheme is there. So you please tell me what is the schemes, how I can get the loans. I am having this business. So they will guide you. They will give you this thing. Yes, yes. I think everything is covered there. Everything is covered there, and commercial banks, priority sector lending is 40% of the total lending. So you will get the loans from there. So only thing that you need to give your documents, documentary evidence what they give,
So lavender.
So can we come back with it?
That's
Then crowdfunding.
Angel investors, actually, this is the
Yeah, plants.
that's
मैं बोझ को एंट्री बात कर रहा हूँ मैं बोझ को एंट्री बात कर रहा हूँ
Bangalore से करो ना actually.
so the angel investor actually they give loans and take risk for small loans, not big loans. What we talk about the venture capital. Yes. So so this is a good for the small business startups, and they take a long term view. How practically will be your business? Okay, and they support the startups mainly. They sort of support the startups. Actually, they see the credibility of the person who is doing the startup. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये startups बनाया and I mean पूरा बंद हो गया ये हो गया. So all things their money is concerned. So they have to see this thing. Okay, here there is no question of connections and others. Suppose if you are connected to him, he is a bank branch manager, he can give you the loan. But in this, no. Your capability matters. Your business things matter. Okay.
आइडियली if एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स को या वेंचर कैपिटल आइडियली हम कितनी इक्विटी तक डाइल्यूट कर सकते कितनी तक करनी चाहिए जहां पे हम कोई एक ऐसा नंबर जहां पे जाना चाहिए नहीं इसके आगे मैं डाइल्यूट नहीं कर
That is as per the guidelines. Angel investors guidelines, yes. Guidelines are there. Guidelines are there. That's why RBI says that jankari bani hai and safe rahi hai. So you need to read.
There is a suggestion, for example, from your side. I have a business. I want to invest. How much I should be? How much it is safe to give him the partnership? Like.
So that depends on you.
Just from your experience, we want to know that.
So that depends on you. Suppose if you want to have a share with him, partnership, okay, he should be known to you. You know, he should be a good person.
No, if we talk about angel, like sourcing and angel funding, what should be a good thing for a small startup or a micro organization? What should be the funding ratio? How much care he should give to be on safer side that tomorrow they won't hijack his company.
They will not hijack. You are signing the dotted line. You are signing the legal documents. Okay, they are not giving you the money and the share is this much. They will not do this. And as per the recording, so they will do that. So that is not.
Suggest cutler juice industry the hospital. Practically feasible. Depends on
सर अगर हमें लिस्टेड करनी होगी कोई कंपनी मतलब सपोज कि हमने हमारा ट्रैक बहुत अच्छा है सब कुछ अच्छा चल रहा है टर्नओवर अच्छा है तो वी हैव टू लिस्ट द कंपनी where we will approach directly to the SEBI.
First of all, you have to go to the market for raising the capital. That is IPO, initial public offers. So that is as per the ICDR regulations. Issue of capital and disclosure requirements. There you need to employ merchant bankers, share transfer agents, bankers to issue. Okay. So that once you collect the money from the investors, from general public, from banks, financial institutions, from mutual funds. Once you collected money, the issue date and closing date will be there. Suppose today is 8th, issue date, closing date is 11th, closing date. So after that, then you have to go to the stock exchanges to list it. That is as per the LODR.
LODR.
Listing and disclosure requirements. You have to approach the stock exchanges.
Okay.
So they will list your shares there, company shares. So then your shares will be traded there. Okay, the people, those who have invested, they have taken the risk of investing in your company. They have read your profiles and they have invested. So there you don't have to pay any guaranteed return. So if the price rises, they are benefited. If the down is there, price declines, so they are the losers. Okay.
How come suppose मैंने list भी किया, I have done all the IPOs and today I have kept the date of 15th. Suppose I have kept the date of 15th. From 8th I am giving the IPO till 15th, right? How come company gave the profit within 4-5 days? They are the shares gone up within.
नहीं कंपनी प्रॉफिट नहीं लेता है. नहीं कंपनी प्रॉफिट नहीं लेता है. कंपनी का शेयर्स रहता है. सपोज 100 शेयर्स आर देयर, कंपनी में have 25 शेयर्स. Okay.
I got it. See, what my point is कि हमने आज लिस्टेड की है कंपनी IPO के लिए. इन सबों ने IPO डाला है उसमें. मतलब कि 15th को ये मतलब क्लोज रखना है. IPO क्लोज हो जाएगा 15th. उस दिन रिबन काटते हैं ना. तो शेयर कैसे अप हो जाता है नहीं 15 दिनों में?
It depends on the market sentiment. It depends on the market sentiment. Suppose जैसे कंपनी जैसे है,
ये किया था ना इसने.
जोमेटो का लास्ट ईयर बहुत डाउन हुआ.
जोमेटो का लास्ट डाउन हुआ था, पेटीएम का डाउन हुआ था.
पेटीएम का भी. हाँ.
उनका जो उनको उसको बोलते हैं ना पी रेशियो, प्राइस टू इक्विटी रेशियो, पीबी रेशियो, प्राइस टू बुक वैल्यू रेशियो. अगर कंपनी का स्ट्रेंथ अच्छा नहीं है, वो प्राइस कैसे ऊपर करेगा? एंड जो इन्वेस्ट किए हैं, दे हैव टेकन द रिस्क. तो इसमें लिखा आता है इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क. ओके. अगर वो लोग को बेवकूफ बनाया, ऊपर वो अच्छा उड़ गया, एंड जिसका अच्छा कंपनी है ऊपर जाएगा, जिसका खराब कंपनी है नीचे आएगा.
जिसने वो मार्केट इसमें कुछ ऐसा होता है क्या? somebody plays the game with the market.
That market manipulators are there, and market people buy it. Market manipulators are there. So everywhere it is there. So suppose they want to raise the prices, they buy it more and more. So people will say that okay, prices are going to go up, so they also buy. It's like a herd mentality. Okay, so prices go up. Okay, the moment prices go up, suppose now 200, so they go on buying, prices 400 चला गया. The prices गया, so when they get 400, then they sell it. So they make the profits. And the poor people, those who do not have knowledge and expertise,
they lost the money.
बस उनका लॉस हुआ. फिर next day market धोखा आ जाएगा. Okay.
Market
so it happens like that. That is called the market manipulators.
Is it there market manipulator?
Of course it is there. आप देखो ना, ये जो मंडी में होता है,
मंडी.
अभी 4 आदमी बोलते हैं कि ये सेव का 50 रुपया 50 रुपया 50 रुपया, आप जाके ले लिए, बाद में 30 रुपया को आ गया, है ना, शाम को 30 रुपये में आ गया. There are some good intelligent people out there. They know that ये जो बंदा बोल रहा है वो ज्यादा बढ़ा के बोल रहा है.
What happened with the Yes Bank then?
Yes Bank, there is some problem going on. Yes Bank.
Board of directors.
Board of directors issues are there and others. So this is what you need to do is that you should keep your eyes and ears open. You should have proper knowledge about the stock market, about the investing, and you should not go by the hearsay. Somebody says that a price is going to go up, you buy it. Okay, you make your own judgment and assessment and do it.
Can we believe anybody? Can we have some? There are a lot of people who are giving these calls and all. Can we believe anyone, or it's not better to have a believe anyone?
You believe your own conscience and own strength.
See, suppose they are not familiar about the market. market and they want investors. How come they will come to know?
See, it depends on, like, if your friend, you trust him, and you go for suggestions. If you trust him, that okay, it is. If you trust him that he is not going to put you into difficulty, so you go by his word. And if you know that he is not going to help you, he's just taking for a ride, he's lying, so you should not go for it. So you know that, na? Your friends, suppose you will say that you drive those vehicle and 150 speed. Are you mad to drive in this 150 speed? You will make accident. Cases will be against you and others.
Somebody has came to the JK Bank. I forget. I was not watching. Somebody has told me he has given the target of 170 to the JK Bank shares.
So that I do not know. People may give different things. As I said, you should have your own assessment. Okay. And everything is there in the public domain. All the informations and disclosed in the public domain. You must read the strength of JK Bank. Okay. And who are the management there. Okay. Board of directors. What are the credentials? And you must see the balance sheets. Whether they are making profits. What are the deposits? What are the lendings? Okay. So then only you will say that, okay, I will make an investment in that. Just because that JK is in Srinagar and Jammu Kashmir, you should not go for it.
We should not invest.
Yes, this is your hard-earned money. You try to multiply.
It's better to have day trading or long term.
He is taking investment tips from me.
That we should private.
So actually, SEBI doesn't give any investment tips where to invest. Okay. SEBI has created a platform with all regulations, rules, and disclosures, and ask the investors to read it, understand it. Then you take the investment decisions of your own and your risk-taking capacity and do it. Okay. So then only you do it. As a SEBI person, I will not ask you to invest here and there. But tomorrow if you lose money, so उमर साहब को बोले यार ये क्या आए थे डॉक्टर मल्लिक हम बोल के गए हमारा पैसा डूब गया और टेलीफोन लगा उसको हाँ तो टेलीफोन लगाएंगे सर ऐसा क्या हो गया
पेंडिंग रहेगा इन्वेस्टमेंट छोड़ दीजिए सर हमें जो जनरल कंसेंसस
हाँ वही जनरल कंसेंसस हम बोल रहे हैं
जो 2023 के रिगार्डिंग सर जो न्यूज में आ रहा है इट्स विल बी सर हम देख रहे हैं वेस्ट में भी इन्फ्लेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है रिसेशन माइट बी हर कोई यही बात कर रहा है कि इट माइट बी अ रिसेशन ईयर उसके बारे में
एक्चुअली पीपल से दैट इट इज अ रिसेशन ईयर इंडिया इज अ बिग कंट्री having big market and consumers are there more and you have young populations like you people are young you have a long way to go. I am not a young man, I am 61. Okay, so your earning capacity and your decision making, your minds, your brains is more active. Okay, more sharp. Though when you are young, more sharp.
Of course, sir, but your experience can't be
No, so that's why Indian economy is going to do well. It is not going to be in recession. Indian market is doing well because there is a scope for what I say that increase in infrastructure investment, economy, and other places. Where in other countries it is saturated. Okay, and talking about the population growth also, if you talk about Japan, if you talk about European countries, now there are 70%, 80% of people are old. They are only living on pensions. So they do not work. At least you people go to work. Isn't it? You contribute to the GDP. Okay, so we have demographic dividend which you have. And it's a big market. It's a big market in India. Okay, Indian market is a very big market. There is a scope for setting up industries. It is not saturated and your infrastructure is not saturated. Here also you can have one more airport. Here also the roads can be done. Here also the business can be done. Now you see the tourists will come also more and more. Okay, so there is scope for improvement. Okay, so India may not face the recession, okay, like the other countries.
can expect inflation.
Yeah. Inflation is there. Inflation is there. One has to plan for its inflation because but you people are very big investors. I find you are very rich people. So you don't bother about the inflation.
You're asking for
Inflation.
you're asking for angel investors and
Inflation, yeah. When you are asking for angel investors and you are asking for private equity and venture capital, so that means you are in the tough equivalent of Srinagar. You people are the rich people, very rich people. Inflation is there, the people, those are poor people. Okay. Inflation hits the
actually the
poorest
HR
heart.
office is doing their job.
Poorest heart. Because when the essential commodities prices increases, the daily wage laborers, the class 3, class 4 people, those who are drivers, their income is less. So they are most affected. Okay. अगर उनको अगर 1,000 रुपया अभी तनख्वाह मिल रहा है पर डे डेली वेज, so daily wage में whatever amount they will buy, so another 15 days they will buy less. But you people are having a lot of money. So for you it is inflation doesn't matter, but inflation matters when your real return is affected. Suppose if you are put, give a simple example, if you have put your money in the bank and getting 6% interest, okay, let's say fixed deposit, and you pay income tax there, okay, so virtually you get 5%, but the inflation which you get is 7%. So that means the real return which you get is less than
what we have.
that will affect. Okay, so that is how you are going to be affected.
Can expect the bank's interest to go up.
Yesterday, 35 basis points.
Yeah, yesterday Reserve Bank of India has increased the repo rate. Repo rate 35 basis point, now 6 point something. So in that case, the bank lending will be costlier. आप पहले जाके जितना 6% 7% में लाते थे, अभी बैंक आपको 8% चार्ज करेगा. 8% चार्ज करेगा क्योंकि इसका मॉनिटरी पॉलिसी के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है.
Sorry, it's for crowdfunding again. We
Achha.
need to that.
Crowdfunding. So these are the types of angel investors. You can see this thing. Those who are interested,
Yeah.
you can go for the angel investors. Okay. So these are the benefits of angel investors. So let us see this thing, because you must know the theory part. Once you know the theory part, then only the practical approach you will do it. Okay. आप जैसे ABCD नहीं पढ़ के आप बोलेंगे मैं जाके अंग्रेजी में भाषण दूंगा, वो तो नहीं हो पाएगा ना. So you must know ABCD. You must know the 5th, 6th class maths, addition, subtraction, whatever. Then only gradually you will go. So you must know the theory part. Okay. What is the rules and regulation? Then only go. You cannot just jump. Okay, from here to there. You have reached 10 years, then you are going to 20 years, then 30 years, like that. You cannot say that from 10 years, I will go to 25 years and get married. No, you have to pass the stages. So like that, you have to pass the stages. So these are the things you must know. Trends in angel investors are very high. So you must know that there are so many people there. So from any of you, those who want to approach the angel investors, can do this thing. SEBI regulations are there for angel investors. Then the crowdfunding. So crowdfunding basically is a source of small amounts. Okay, small amounts of capital. This is small compared to venture,
capital.
compared to angel. Okay, so crowdfunding you can do. Crowdfunding is that, suppose, what is your name?
Javed.
Huh?
Javed.
Javed. Javed wants to raise funds from all these people. So crowds, you are crowd seller. So he wrote a company. So you invest in his company, provided you trust him. Huh? If you don't trust me, you will not invest. नहीं तो आपका पैसा लेके चला जाएगा कहीं. ठीक है, पैसा लेके यहाँ दिल्ली चला जाएगा, उधर बढ़ के ऐश करेंगे. ठीक है ना? The crowdfunding actually makes easy accessibility to a vast network of people. Okay, on social media. Social media में ये होता है, and crowdfunding websites are also there to investors and entrepreneurs together. Okay, in social media there are a lot of opportunities are there, and this is the potential to increase entrepreneurship. So if I encourage you people to set up industries, be entrepreneurs. Okay, don't take up jobs in this university, Sierra Kashmir University. You give jobs to others. कल बाबा को आप जॉब दे दोगे, बाबा आ जाओ, you work for me in my company. उमर को जॉब दोगे, उमर doesn't mind. और मुबासिर को जॉब दे दोगे. You come and teach here as whatever position you are having here. You come here, I will pay you 4 times the salary and perks, everything. They will come to you. So you be the job givers, not job seekers. Okay? जॉब सिक मत करो, जॉब गिवर्स. तो आप जॉब देना चाहते हो, आप कंपनी फ्लोट करो, 100 आदमी को दो जॉब दो. यूनिवर्सिटी फ्लोट करो इधर. ओके, जावेद यूनिवर्सिटी इधर हो गया, बस ठीक है. इसमें काफी इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है, बहुत फंडिंग है. यहाँ से जो स्टूडेंट है सब उसका यूनिवर्सिटी को आ जाएंगे, सब पढ़ेंगे, ज्यादा पैसा देंगे, कैपिटेशन फी देंगे, ये करेंगे. सो यू विल अट्रैक्ट मोर प्रोफेसर्स. Okay, talented professors, those who are already government or private. These coaching classes are doing a lot of things. Now online coaching is there. Now EduTech is there. EduTech, those are entrepreneurs in this. EduTech is there. They have online coachings. They have got professors there. They are teaching it. They are paying well. Baiju. What is Baiju? Baiju is a big company, MNC level. So Baiju, Ravindran, he has set up this company. Okay, Baiju में जो invest किए थे, they are also doing that. So you need to have these things. So you should have innovative ideas, and as I said, you should be a job giver.
So what is the way इसमें से कैसे करते हैं crowdfunding? How can one go for how to raise?
So it is the traditional source of owners, relatives, and venture capitalists. So the crowdfunding is that. It is social media. The amount is smaller than what you expected. Maximum depends on like what is your this thing. There must be some maximum amount, but it is less than that. That amount I do not have.
guidelines
SEBI की guidelines है. All this crowdfunding, venture capital, and angel investors, all SEBI guidelines are there. Because again the crowdfunding, you need to register with SEBI. Okay, if you are crowd investors. Okay, so you need to do that. Okay, it has not taken up very.
इसमें हमें सभी पहले कंपनी रजिस्टर करनी पड़ेगी.
Funding के लिए company होनी चाहिए, right?
Everything it should be black and white, legal.
Is it possible for cooperative?
No, cooperatives are different. Cooperatives in the banking sector. Cooperative banks, cooperatives in the banking sector, that is coming under Cooperative Act. Cooperative Act. Your state must be having some Cooperative Act. Okay, Cooperative Credit Society. So Cooperative Credit Society is one where.
See, I want to invest my we have an Apple market, huge Apple market here. I want to register within my MNC with this stock exchange. How will do that?
उसमें क्या है, आपका जो ये है ना, उसका स्केल होना चाहिए, कितना बिजनेस टर्नओवर है. ठीक है.
नहीं, कमोडिटी मार्केट में हर कोई प्रोडक्ट बिकता है, लेकिन हमारा
कमोडिटी में एग्री कमोडिटी है, उसमें एप्पल नहीं है.
वही ना,
एप्पल नहीं है. एप्पल नहीं है.
वो कैसे करना पड़ेगा?
आप उसको यू कैन शो फॉर दैट द कैश क्रॉप्स, यू कैन द जूस, apple juice, you have to give the name, you have to packet foods. It will come on the packet foods.
Rather than Apple direct. हाँ. Apple उसमें नहीं हो पाएगा.
नहीं, I don't think. I don't think. Apple food.
Grain होते हैं ज़्यादातर.
ये तो
Cancer.
I know it's that, but is it possible we can register Apple?
Register Apple means what?
मतलब हम Apple उसमें डाल सकते हैं commodity.
आप एक नफेड है, नेशनल एग्रीकल्चर फेडरेशन, उसमें you register it, they will give you some funds also, they will do the funding also. NAFED,
I know NAFED.
Okay, and the state government, agriculture banks and others they will give. If you send the raw apples, you can export it also to different parts of the country.
और कौन सी कंपनी है जो एप्पल के साथ करती है? Do you have any idea about it?
Which one?
Any company who is doing trade with Apple? Like
No,
export
no,
is
trade is नहीं Apple का trade
and not
Retails are there. Retails are Reliance retail है. Reliance retail है. Reliance retail है.
तुमचे लोकल तुमचे क्या नाम ये मगर ये बस ना एमएनसी का जो एमएनसी का सप्लाई पर एक्सपोर्ट कर
आपको पता है Apple का क्या साथ है Apple import होता है export ज्यादा नहीं
वही है what I mean.
because India has a big market for Apple
It's not like हम कर सकते हैं
नहीं करने को तो कर सकते हैं ना वो आए ना लूलू आए ना लूलू कर रहे हैं वो लूलू ग्रुप और भी एक दो रुपए मतलब इसमें गल्फ मार्केट में करते हैं दो तीन एपिडा में आप कर सकते हैं इसको एग्रीकल्चर क्या डेवलप एडीबी की वो एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट बोर्ड है वहां पे आप कर सकते हो
तुमचे एक्सपोर्ट लायसन्स घेऊन मैं तुम टीम मल्टी कंपनीज ना मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज तशी पता तुमकाचे ऍपल किंवा तुमका चॅनल मतलब कहां से वो खरीदते हैं व्हाई डोंट दे कम डायरेक्टली टू हियर
ज्यादा नहीं होता उसको ना करवाना है
स्विच से मतलब
एक्सपोर्ट नहीं होता रीजन मतलब जो एप्पल का क्या करते हैं
वो या तो आपको खुद करना है आपको ये लाइसेंस
मतलब त्याच्यामुळे कंपनी होता है आई एम कंसर्न अबाउट इट मशी पता तुम कंपनीशी करा बस दम तू हाउ कम वी विल डायरेक्टली सप्लाई
वो तो उनसे कंटेंट
ये मैं इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट
तो मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज
मल्टीनेशनल कंपनियां जिसको बेनिफिट पे एप्पल एक्सपोर्ट करने उनको इसमें उनको वैल्यू नहीं है उनको वैल्यू नहीं है इंपोर्ट करने में
जैसे मार्केट बहुत बड़ा है
तेल कैश वो यूज करा है
अभी इट इज नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट दैट्स द इंपोर्ट
नहीं तेल कैश
ट्रैश को लोकल चेन पार्ट होते हैं वो मिल के जो लोकल सप्लाई चेन है ना आपको ये कोल्ड स्टोर वाले पेपर आते हैं
numerous local chain, it's a big part of it.
he is one of the FPO founder he is one of the FPO founder अच्छा पता क्रैश कोर मार्केट और कोल्ड स्टोर चेन पे लोकल आते हैं it has nothing to do with मतलब imports
और दुनिया से
गवर्नमेंट has played the role in that तसे पता ये क्या ये मसला
Thing is, there are numerous reasons. There are reasons.
at least for import behind it which
परचेजिंग पावर को मन वेरिएंट काम
अगर परचेजिंग पावर के हो ना
और पावर की तसे पता बन के
अगर आईटी पावर होती ना
लोकल मार्केट
अगर परचेजिंग पावर काम आए तो 12% इन्फ्लेशन टेक्निक स्केल करने का बना जाए
तुमको तशी मिळेल
मगर वो
टैक्टिक करनी है एंड या इस तरह प्रोड्यूस
तसे पता याची यहाँ पे जो हमारा इसमें दो तीन चीजें हैं हमारा एक्सपोर्ट स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन मैच नेशनल
शुरू करा इसमें थोड़ा वो आगे
crowdfunding, na? So the crowdfunding actually basically people are not interested. It seems.
People are not interested.
No, it's the crowdfunding actually. What is the reason there? Why you go for crowdfunding? Okay, actually it plays a very important role for driving the economic development. As you said that this is basically in sort of cooperating with the funds requirement. Okay. And when the entrepreneurs like you need capital, so you go for this crowdfunding. And it is a source like, as you said, why you are not going to the banks? Because bank want so many documents.
They want
And that takes that time. And that takes that time. And the interest which you pay for the loan is high. High, and also guaranteed return you have to pay. I mean, specified interest you have to pay. But here you are diversifying the risk. Okay. If I am investing in your company, I am taking risk. If he is investing, he is taking risk. She is investing, she is taking the risk. So risk is spread in crowdfunding. Okay. And they also say the specific sectors, which sector is going to do well. Like Baiju. Baiju is a company where the educational solutions they give. Okay. So remember one thing, you should have analytical mind. Which sector is going to do well? Suppose in Srinagar, what people do, first of all, first thing is that they want to give best education to their children. That is an investment. That is, children are the future. Okay. They will spend less for their eating or enjoyments, but they spend money for the children's sake. That they will not compromise. That is one sector which is going to grow in future. So that is the reason many edutech companies have come. Baiju is one. So these are the, suppose if somebody is coming, start up with this, so people will be interested to know that. Because there will be demand for this thing. What I said is that if you set up a coaching class here, if anybody have started, it's good. If you have not started, you start it. I am telling you, it will be sold like hotcakes.
It's already a huge market.
Then it's okay. You can start with something else. You bring good faculties. You show the results. People are there in IAS and JK services are getting more from your institute. People are getting banking services from your institute. So there is a scope. And people will come and invest in this thing. Because they know that this is the future. Second is that your first education, then healthcare.
Healthcare, yeah, exactly.
People will go, if they fall sick, they go to the doctor. Because they want to live longer. Nobody wants to die. Okay. They want to go for best health facility. Doctors are not there. So that is one. That is also a startup, you can do it. Okay. You can take your friends, those who are doctors, that you can do that. That is one area. And the third is that Agri business, because you have a comparative advantage. In economics, the comparative advantage, the two countries were there, one is Spain and another is England. Spain specializes in what? One product is wine. And the other country, Spain is specialized in this.
England.
England is in tea. So Spain has comparative advantage in wine. So they produce the wine and sell it and export it other places because that is grown here. So the comparative advantage is that you have good, let's say, apple is there, you have accrued is there, you have dry fruits are there. So you can good it, you can produce it, you can farmland, you can good packaging, you can have good clientele in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta and others. You can send it and you can sell it. That is, it will be sold like hotcakes. So that is, you are having a comparative advantage. Then the next one is that your tourism. Tourism is also one.
Yeah.
If you have good hotels, good staff, good facilities you are giving, good food, besides what you have in Kashmiri foods, if you are giving Mughlai, if you are giving Continental and others, if the guests are good, they will give the ratings. It is a good hotel managed by the good professionals and others. There also you can earn a lot. So good opportunities are there. Okay, so these are the good opportunities where you can have your business. Okay, you have the business. You can tie up with Shikara. You can tie up with tourist these things. So that is you have to you have to put the appropriate the concerned good people the good place. So this is the business you can do. So for doing this business, you need funds. If you go to banks, bank will give you funds. Okay, it's a small business, you can go to the banks And if a small scale industry is there, SIDB is going to guarantee these funds. You may not have to give collateral and others. That you please follow the guidelines. So that funds you are going to get. Another funds and another, please mind it. Never use your own funds for this business. Huh? Never use. ठीक है? दूसरों का पैसे से खाना खा के चला जाना बस, ठीक है ना? खुद का पैसे से नहीं खाने का. तो you take money from others. Okay, let them invest in your ventures. You take from banks, you take from corporate society, you take from angel funding, you take from crowdfunding, and you take from HNIs. जो बड़ा बड़ा आदमी रिच लोग है ना, उनको बोलो सर आप इन्वेस्ट करिए, आप पैसा रख के घर में क्या करते हैं, इन्वेस्ट करिए. एंड देयर आर सम people those who are unaccounted money, black money, आप इन्वेस्ट करिए, it will be white channelized in the banking source. Many people will be there. Secretly, you talk to them with confidence and your ability to convince them and your capability to run the business will be there. So you have the business plan, you have the sectors where you are going to do the business, and you get the finance. What else you want? Okay. So from this, you can go and start the business. Okay. So when your business grows and you make profit, become a big man, you can call me. Okay. So any regulations, any rules and others, so you ask me. I'll see that. And the bank people also. You need to have connections. That also you will. Okay. You need to have contacts. Here, जुगाड़. हिंदुस्तान में जुगाड़. जिसका जुगाड़ ज्यादा है, वो उतना काम कर सकता है. जुगाड़ होना चाहिए. Okay. Jugaड़ not only in the political circles, in the bureaucracy, in the industry, and everywhere. You should know the people. Jugaड़. Okay. So contacts, you need to have contacts, and mind it, you must have ethics in the business. And another thing, that trust. Trust is the most important thing. Once you lose trust, then people will not take. वो बोलेगा यार ये जावेद लेके गया पैसा आपको नहीं दिया, हमारा इतना था नहीं दिया, आप किसे, वो पूछेगा क्या आपने काम किया था उसको, पैसा वापस किया नहीं किया, तो दोबारा you will not get, the friend will not be. So the trust factor is very, very important. Never lose trust. Okay. And another thing, that don't fight with your fellow people and others. You can say that with this thing, that this is what, this is going on, this is what. Okay. And if you try to take them for granted and fool around them, then no, that is not going to be. In the business, you must have faith, and you must have connections, contacts, and continuously you need to upgrade your knowledge and skills. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज दुकान में, मतलब बिजनेस में नहीं गया, मैं खा पी के सो गया, ऐसा नहीं है. ठीक है. कंस्टेंटली यू हैव टू गो एंड वर्क. यू हैव टू पुट आपको काफी मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये यूनिवर्सिटी में जो आ रहे पढ़ के आ रहे, इधर पढ़ा देते हैं, साल खत्म हो गया. नहीं. 24/7 you have to be alert. You have to be alert, and you have to put more efforts. This is only the job is the salaried class and white collar job. हमने आया 10 बजे से 5 बजे खत्म हो गया, बस मैं जा रहा हूँ घर में, आप ही के सोऊंगा, बस होगा, फिर नेक्स्ट डे आऊंगा. ऐसा नहीं है. बोलिए.
सर, इसमें एक कहावत है ना, देयर इज अ सेइंग, आई हैव हर्ड दिस फ्रॉम एमपी, दैट उत्तम खेती, मध्यम व्यापार, नीच नौकरी, नौकरी करे गवार.
हाँ.
तो इंसान,
आप क्या कह रहे हैं, ये जो यूनिवर्सिटी में सो गवार
ये काम का मतलब है कि जिसको ज्यादा एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट कर रहा है वो, मतलब जैसे आप बोल रहे हैं 24/7, यहाँ 24/7 नहीं है ना, सुबह 9 से 10 से 3-5 बजे तक आ गए, फिर फ्री है. लेकिन बिजनेस में आप 24/7 कर सकते हैं ना सर, मतलब आप एफर्ट लगा सकते हैं. फार्मर जो है वो अपना एफर्ट कर सकता है.
इसी वजह से गवर्नमेंट उधर आपका वो पीछे उधर आपका वार वगैरह सुन रहे हैं, ठीक है ना. सही बोला आपने, सही बोला, सही है. बिजनेस में ज्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा जावेद जी।
बहुत ज्यादा
हाँ, बहुत ज्यादा जावेद ये करना पड़ेगा, है ना?
किया था लेकिन लॉस में चले।
करना पड़ेगा, इसलिए पैसा मिलेगा आपको, ज्यादा तरक्की करोगे, है ना?
ये दो चीजें जमा नहीं होती ना,
क्या?
सरस्वती और लक्ष्मी।
अरे उसमें पुराना बिलीफ में क्यों आप बिलीव करते हैं? वो सब देखो, ये सब जो है, ये वो पुराना लोग जो थे ना, उनका भलाई के लिए वो सब बोले हैं। वो सब फॉरगेट अबाउट दिस थिंग। यू आर एजुकेटेड पर्सन, यू आर ए रेशनल पर्सन। अभी कोई बोलेगा कि आप जाके उनका हाथ छू दो, आपको भगवान आ जाएगा, ये सब बेकार है, ठीक है ना? आप मेहनत करो और सब होगा। ये सब जो पहले जो है अभी भी चल रहा है, दिस रिलीजन इज एन इंडस्ट्री।
प्रविष्टंती असंभूति
तो ये जो रिलीजन है ना, वो इट्स इंडस्ट्री। यू गो टू प्लेसेस लाइक हरिद्वार, यू गो टू बनारस एंड अदर्स, इट्स इंडस्ट्री। दे आर एम्प्लॉयड देयर ओनली, they are making a living out of this thing. Don't trust this. You be a rational human being, hardworking, practical, ethical. Okay. You respect the human being, you respect him. आप किसी को देखो, दुनिया में एक चीज है, आप किसी को गाली गुलज करोगे तो आपको गाली गुलज करेगा, आप उसको प्यार मोहब्बत तो लगे करेगा, ठीक है ना? तो वही चीज है, रेस्पेक्ट इज ऑन। वो सब चीज, लक्ष्मी सरस्वती, वो सब दिस इज माइथोलॉजी। आई कैन से दिस इज माइथोलॉजी। ये क्या उधर था, ये था, वो था, ये था, कुछ सबूत है? इज देयर एनी साइंटिफिक प्रूफ?
भगवान में क्या है? चालाक बेटी बिजली मिस्टेक ना, कामयाब रमेश
बिजनेसमैन जो है
बिजनेसमैन का
आई मीन सर्टिफिकेट में क्या?
आप जो कह रहे हैं ना, लक्ष्मी सरस्वती, लक्ष्मी सरस्वती बिजनेसमैन के साथ है। बिजनेसमैन इंटेलिजेंट है, उसके पास पैसा है और नॉलेज है। आप क्या करें, वॉरेन बफेट के पास नॉलेज नहीं है? उसके पास सरस्वती नहीं है, लक्ष्मी भी है, सरस्वती है। आप क्या जो उसका जो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का ये, उसके पास नॉलेज नहीं है, ये नहीं है? हाँ,
पहले नॉलेज होना चाहिए होता है,
नॉलेज सबके साथ है। आप क्या कह रहे हैं, जावेद जी अभी कर रहे हैं बिजनेस, उनका नॉलेज नहीं है? नॉलेज है, उनके पास लक्ष्मी है, सरस्वती है, सब चीज है, समझे ना? वो जो पहले जो बोले थे, वो गुमराह करते थे उसको, ठीक है ना? वो गुमराह करते थे। अब अंबानी जो है, ये अंबानी जो मुकेश अंबानी, इसके बाद नॉलेज है, सरस्वती है, लक्ष्मी है, पैसा है और ये ज्ञान भी है।
सर बाहर भेज ना बच्चों को, वहां सिखाते हैं, बिजनेस में लगाते हैं, उनकी कॉपी में बिजनेस में लगाते हैं ना,
बड़ी बहुत है, वो सब बकवास है।
मतलब अगर कम बनाए ना, ट्रस्ट मेन ट्रस्ट मतलब भागासाठी पक्ष धोखा गोड चीज, खासकर बिजनेस
पॉलिटिशियंस गुमराह करते हैं आपको, हम ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे, इसको कर देंगे।
सर कितना इन्फ्लेशन एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं हम 20?
इन्फ्लेशन आप बताइए।
जी सर,
आप बताइए।
कोई नॉलेज ही नहीं है, इसलिए आपसे।
अरे क्या बात कर रहे हैं सर, क्या बात कर रहे हैं?
इनसाइड टिप्स।
आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं? नॉलेज नहीं है कैसे? नॉलेज नहीं है तो आप इतना बड़ा बड़ा बात कैसे कर रहे हैं? इन्फ्लेशन
सर कल थोड़ा सा न्यूज देख लिया, ये 35 बेसिस पॉइंट ऊपर जा रहा है,
तो उसको देखा ना? आप क्यों देखा? आप क्यों देखा? हमारा वो जो ये आशिक नहीं देखा, जो ड्राइवर है, वो देखा है? पूछो उसको, तो नहीं देखा हमने। हमारा क्या लेना देना है इन्फ्लेशन से? अब क्या लेना देना है इनसे?
लेकिन अगर हम देखें इंडियन गवर्नमेंट में, मतलब मोस्टली इन इंडिया, farmer sector is very weak. What's the reason behind it?
Let me answer his questions. Actually, inflation is going to be above 7%. I was just joking with you. Inflation is going to be 7% because the GDP has not performed very well. it is 6 to 5%. And because the agricultural sector is not doing well, agricultural production has gone down, and because the unemployment rate has increased also. Okay, and it is also inflation will be there because we are importing oils from other countries that we have to pay. Our exports are less and imports are more, so there our export proceeds are going to be there. So it's what is inflation? Inflation is too much money changing too few commodities. Okay, there is cost push inflation and demand pull inflation. Okay, the cost push inflation is there when the goods and commodities are less than the money circulating in the economy. So that means there will be more demand for goods and commodities. If there is more demand, the prices will increase. So that is called the cost push. And the demand pull is one that there will be more demand, same thing, more demand and less services available. So the two factors are there. So inflation is going to be there. Inflation is going to be there. Whatever money you are spending here now for your essentials, food items and others, it is going to increase because production has gone down. In Bombay, in here also production has gone down. Okay, in Srinagar, across the country. So inflation will be above 7%, but RBI's policy is that to have a tolerable rate of interest, inflation is 6%. Okay. In the monetary policy, you have read this repo rate 85%, but if you read the assessment, they have given the assessment of the domestic economy, so they are assessed it that inflation will be from the domestic factors as well as from the external factors. External way you are importing oils.
You started
Yes, and importing other commodities also. So that imported inflation will be there, plus in the domestic inflation will be there. So inflation is going to be there some years to come, and it is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not in India. In USA, in UK, in European countries and others, inflation is there. So now all the central banks they are hiking the repo rate, the interest rate. Okay, to counter this. As I said, the inflation is going to hit
there
the
for 2 to 3 years.
poor people. Okay, the poor people are going to be affected, and those who are in the government sectors, in the universities, so they are paying protected because they get DA, dearness allowance. So they are not affected. Affected are those daily wage laborers and small shopkeepers, small businessmen. So they are going to be. So I believe that you are not that category. You are the rich category.
More than that.
Okay. Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Hope that next time I'll come and I'll see that all good things are there. Definitely. I'd love to talk to you. You are very intelligent people and I learn more from you than I have talked to you.
I thank on behalf of School of Agricultural Economics and Business Management, we thank Professor Sarath for sharing his knowledge. I know most of you or some of you may not be from the business background. So to catch the vocabulary of the subject is even difficult, not to talk about understanding it. But I would surely am sort of satisfied. This would have given some way of understanding that when we have to establish an enterprise, what are the say requirements and what sort of funds are very important. So I hope this session has given you much exposure to that. Having that said, we welcome Professor Azmat Alum sir to this session, who we, as usual, sir, we give you this sort of honor and that you felicitate our guests that have flown. Sir, we have with us Professor Sarat Malik. He has been associated with the CAB for last 23 years. And sir was talking about funding to the participants. Sir, please, I would like you to felicitate our guest of the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Sir,
this.
we have a photo shoot. Smart one with
Just I wanted to know, can somebody tell me one or two take home messages from this lecture?
So we have learned a lot of things from this. We have learned about the how we can take the venture capital, where from we will take the venture capital, crowded funds. A lot of things we have learned from this lecture today, and hopefully that will help our business to be established in the future. And most probably we are going to start up our own businesses, and we will utilize these kind of what we have got today. We will utilize them. Thank you.
Anybody who is there in business, आपको start करना है. There are some participants who are already running their enterprise. कुछ आपको फायदा हुआ एक लाइन में क्या, where you can make things better for your enterprise?
इन्वेस्टिंग के बारे बैंक्स जो ट्रेडिशनल इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं उनसे आगे आप कहाँ से इन्वेस्ट ला सकते हैं? जैसे एंजल कैपिटल हुआ, वेंचर कैपिटल हुआ, उससे रिस्क फैक्टर भी कम होता है क्योंकि बैंक्स को आपको पे बैक करना पड़ता है.
You see, our Honorable Vice Chancellor is very particular about things that earlier we were producing the graduates. This was a sort of all universities, including our university, it was a factory where we produced graduates, postgraduates, and PhDs. And then at the end of the day, they knew nothing about where to go and what to do after that. And they were after those recruiting agencies, भी PSC है या सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड, कहीं हमें नौकरी मिले, they were for the job. But those things are now over. And we are now in that situation where we have to be job creators rather than job seekers. And I with this separate that such trainings, particularly this one, is very very important in that aspect, where you yourself can, those who are there in business, they can make it better and they can provide jobs for more number of people. And those who are not yet in the business, they can, we can guide them in a better way so that they can start their enterprise. And then instead of wasting their time in SP क्या वो पता पार्क and then Zindabad Mardabad, you can do some productive work. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
That lady wants to say something.
There are two takeaways for me from this. That the other one was the crowdfunding website that I wasn't aware of. Such that there are two platforms also.
Sir, just to mention, Rafia is one of the cost innovators. So, Rafia, could you please tell us where this is going to benefit? Because you are one of the innovators that cost is so you just summarize where it benefits, especially angel funding.
The points our startup has to be to attract the angel investors to startups like me, which are at the incubation phase and are open for the angel investors as such said. So I think I have just noted down some of the points which can guide me to make my startup more attractive to the angel investors. At the same time, what I said about the crowdfunding websites that mentioned and the platforms, I think I wasn't much aware about it. I think I will have to go to these websites and platforms, and I hope they will make my startup better.
And I would like everyone to research whatever sir has said about certain websites or institutions that would be highly useful, especially for a start. So I guess we will take a photo shoot with the resource person and this. You please talk about what? So they, so we could sit down. You know, comes out. Manoj. What you say? Thank you, sir. For being so much. Assalamualaikum. Languages. When was the still that minute? This is just the minute. Session should be such. From